Doctor, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having us.
This is just baffling. For the mere fact that subpoenas have been obtained to stop any information being accumulated from laboratories and saying that it's for investigative purposes, that says something about a delay tactic which, for me, it just is unjustified given the fact that people died as a result of this listeriosis outbreak.
Faith, what has essentially happened here with Tiger Brands is they have gone to subpoena third-party laboratories who tested independent producers. Now, those independent producers of meat products, for example, they've essentially subpoenaed the entire meat industry. Now, that is what we would call an interlocutory procedure, which can go all the way to the Constitutional Court. In terms of the justification for that procedure, we see none. The case against Tiger Brands is very strong on the evidence, and there is simply no other evidence showing that there was another outbreak or another cause. We have very concrete evidence showing that the outbreak can be traced to the Polokwane plant controlled by Tiger Brands.
Yeah, and then Tiger Brands on the other side as well has actually subpoenaed the entire meat industry as a result of that. What are they saying? Have they come out to say anything in defense?
Essentially, they are working on a theory that there was this external outbreak, that there was some other cause. But what we have with the NICD is very detailed work that actually traces the genome structure to the Polokwane factory. For us, this demonstrates very conclusively a causal link with the listeriosis. And in reality, it looks like this is there to cause delay.
Okay, so to cause delay so that what? The people that, the 1,000 or more than 1,000 lives that have been affected can give up on their plan for any form of justice, or can, say to Tiger Brands, you know what, we forgive you for, killing our family members, or allegedly having something to do with the death of our family members, for that matter. What are they hoping to achieve from this?
Look, it's a dynamic process how this thing plays out. But delay there can be many reasons why you would delay. One of them is this notion that you force the parties into a more compromised settlement. In that regard, you try and draw it out as long as possible. That's one of the oldest tricks in the book. Another one of them is to essentially say that this is a publicly listed company where there is a liability on their books. They would have to have earmarked a certain amount of money for this. The possibility exists that they weigh up the commercial options there, let that money sit and accumulate interest versus what is the cost of the litigation. This is quite a cynical look at it, but those are the sort of tactics that can be used in litigation. We are hopeful that Tiger Brands will come to the table and do what a responsible corporate citizen should do, and see that there is a very strong case here, and work with us to ensure that where there are provable claims for the class, as this is a class action, that they need to cough up and they must pay.
Have they said anything, though, Alexander? Have they? I'm failing to understand, right, why a corporation would just be mum on this when you know that more than 1,000 lives have been affected, when you know that for the mere fact that you and I are sitting on television having a conversation about this does not necessarily do anything good for the brand in itself. So it's actually doing them a disservice that you and I are even having a conversation of this nature. So I'm wondering why. Why is there silence?
Well, I mean, it puzzles us to a degree as well, but the official position is essentially we must move through this litigation process. We feel we will never get to trial. We will never get to trial and pull the CEO before a judge to hold them accountable in that way. The case is so strong that that will never happen. So, unfortunately, the process that is unfolding now, we can say little more than we believe Tiger Brands is damaging their brand through this delay, and that it's not in their interests to do it. But again, at the end of the day, we need to ask, what is the company doing? Is it putting profits above people?
And we're going to leave it there, Alexander. Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon, shedding some light in terms of this ongoing listeriosis class action against Tiger Brands, which basically says that it could be delayed for years.